I am that I am. Exodus 3:14. At the core of manifestation, there is the I am, and all that comes after I am is who you believe to be. I am is God or source or whatever you personally would like to describe it as, and I am is our definition of ourselves. So when you put something after I am, you are defining God and choosing what that is. Even if you lost all memory of who you are currently defining yourself as and knew nothing at all, you were deaf and blind and void of all senses, you would still know I am. You exist. You already know the feeling of consciousness. It could be a disconcerting feeling at first to know that without any outside reference, like touch, smell, sight, hearing, you would still exist inside your own body and mind. That is your awareness of being, and you can place that awareness where you choose. When I first did what Neville Goddard suggested, and I went within myself just to feel this sense of I am and nothing else, I remember feeling quite scared at first, and it was really a strange sensation. And what I saw in my mind first was light, which was me without my body, and a vast black endless nothingness in every direction. And I knew from this point, from this space, that I could bring anything that I could dream of imagining into that space of just nothing and darkness, and that nobody but me could do that. And I remember thinking that pulling forth that experience, that scene, I can't remember exactly what scene I saw, that meant that my light, that is me, has illuminated a reality. And I have inserted myself into this reality. And so I am the version of me experiencing it now. And if I have not got my light or my awareness on it, then it doesn't exist for me right now. I'm not aware of it. But now, after going there many times while I've studied Neville and various others, it feels more freeing than scary now. And I think that if you try this out and you go there in your mind yourself, which I do encourage you to do, naturally, if you do not try to control anything and you don't choose to seem for yourself, on purpose, consciously, you will go to a scene automatically and be that person in that reality, in that scene. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. So whatever you choose to put after I am is who you are, is what you're putting your awareness of being onto. It is interesting to consider that, like, one person could see something as simple as a rock on the floor as like a beautiful decoration first, and then sort of make more other positive thoughts about it. But then, another person could come along and immediately be terrified and overcome with fear and see a dangerous weapon. And their thought process then might be like, what if someone tripped? What if someone was to throw the rock and hurt somebody? And I think these differing points of view are decided by who that person thinks they are, whatever they've been putting after I am, and then what stories they've experienced from there. So even as you're listening to me, you're probably imagining the rock. I find when I'm listening to people talk about these things, I'm always imagining a bit of a picture of what they're talking about. So it's interesting that even you listening would be thinking and making assumptions about this rock, something as simple as that. Now, your concept of yourself is how you react to the world around you internally, and your internal thinking is what causes your physical reactions. It's always thought first, whether conscious or unconscious, and then physical action, or an event occurs as a result of your state of being. and then only you decide what it means. This is really my take on what Neville was saying in his books about I am and I am awareness. So if you do use any of the things that I've talked about, or you go into that state where it's just you, like I think some people like to call it void state or something like that. Neville doesn't call it that, but if you have any experience about this, I'd really love to hear some of your experiences. This is my favourite thing in the world, and I find it endlessly fascinating. So I'd love to hear from you.